Well, in what's going to shock few of my viewers, Sajid Javid plans to sack between 100,000 and 200,000 NHS staff in the coming months. You know, the sort of thing you do while you're in a serious health crisis, as you know. It's obviously amazing levels of mental gymnastics, but that's pretty common these days. Pre-2020, the mental gymnastics we all laughed at often came from Labour, the SNP, Greens and Lib Dems. Now we're seeing it from the Tories in abundant amounts and almost every day. And given what we see the other day from MPs, no one can argue that the so-called opposition is nothing more than nodding yes men, you know, to the agenda that Boris Johnson follows, and our parliament is a complete joke. They literally passed acts to limit our freedom without a vote, which is obviously on all of them. Of course, Labour ain't getting elected for decades at least, even with the incompetent government we've got. We already know that, and it would seem that they do too. As you all know, they've literally backed Boris to the hilt from the very start of this and are still doing it now. As I've said before, they hate the population with a passion, and let's be honest, the country hates them with a passion also, and rightly so. The Tories, it would seem, are trying to join them, because even if people support what they're doing now, I doubt they're going to be supporting or be happy with 100,000 plus NHS staff not being able to help them because they've all been sacked. This at a time when record waiting lists are sitting there and a cancer time bomb is waiting to go off in their faces. It's clearly batshit crazy, but Sajid Javid wants NHS staff to be mandated medical treatments now. This is something they've been talking about for months that I actually made videos on, so I did laugh a little bit when the media claimed it was breaking news yesterday. The government has literally been running a consultation for 3 months now, so it's hardly breaking news that they're planning to do this. We all knew they would do it months ago, let's be honest. They've just spent the last little bit of time gauging public opinion while softening us all up to the fact that it is coming. The slippery slope is obviously getting steeper, guys, because I bet it won't be long before these mandates expand like we have seen in other countries. But if Boris wants a health crisis, then doing this will certainly cause one, and he fucking knows it. Any idiot would know that after all. But just take a look at this little bit here that we have in the Times. He believes the move would protect vulnerable patients from catching the virus in hospital. Hold on, I thought they said you could still pass it on, but you're just less likely. So that statement ain't correct there, is it, Mr. Health Secretary? Now naturally, after that, the obvious is pointed out, where it states health groups have warned that it could force trusts to fire staff or remove them from frontline duties. Well, no shit Sherlock, we've all been saying this for months. In England, 106,351 NHS staff have still not been jabbed, about 7% of the total. So over 100% there, and that 7% might not include everyone, let me tell you. It might just be 7% and not double dose, because last I see it was 10 or 20% that didn't have both. I could be wrong there and the numbers could have changed, but at the end of the day, the numbers being sacked when this go through is gonna be monumental regardless. And as I've said before, it's also likely gonna turn a few who supported the government against them, because some don't support things being forced on people, and rightly so. But it looks to me like a never-ending cycle is on the cards for people here. Some people won't like or go along with it, so the numbers quoted could well increase. Free choice, as I've said, is the best, but I guess it just doesn't fit their agenda at this point. And of course, all of this is on top of a care home crisis that I've covered before and is about to be added to thanks to the mandate on care home staff coming into force. This crisis will create a situation where private healthcare literally becomes a thing. The government are already planning to get more private sector healthcare on the go, using the backlog as an excuse to shut Labour up. Many so-called lefties supporting mandating medical treatments on care home staff and the NHS, not realising they're helping bring in private healthcare after years of screaming about it. Me, I find that pretty fucking funny. I don't know about you guys, but it's not really surprising. They are, after all, useful idiots, as we all know. But the government forcing anything on anyone I don't find funny in the slightest. That is a dangerous and slippery slope, like I've said. Some might support it now, but in future there could be lots that you don't support and is forced upon you before you become a second-class citizen like people in New Zealand are.
Where